This ViewFinder episode is supported by UC Davis Health, where doctors, nurses, and researchers share a passion for advancing health. Learn more about their latest medical innovations at health.ucdavis.edu.
I was born with retinitis pigmentosa, and I've always been legally blind.
Lucy's a normal kid.
Go, Lucy!
You wouldn't even know that she has glaucoma in both eyes.
I woke up with an excruciating headache. 3 days later, I woke up blind. It's like the universe said, we're gonna have to close your eyes, but we're gonna promise you 10 more doors are gonna open. And I can't believe how wonderful my life is, as it should be.
They live with a visual impairment, yet refuse to surrender to a world of darkness.
I'm just someone who wants to participate in life as fully as I can, and a guide dog helps me do that in a big way.
Through the guidance of specially trained dogs,
Having a guide dog gave me a confidence in myself that I didn't have before. I just knew that it was going to change my life.
advances in research and medicine,
We feel incredibly fortunate. Lucy's story could be very different.
If she wasn't treated, she'd be blind by now.
or the mentorship from others.
1-2 point.
You got it. Good.
Through his lessons, he showed me how to relive. I mean, he gave me my life back.
Discover how these individuals prevent their disability from robbing them of life's richness and beauty.
There is life after sight, there really is.
Lucy loves sunrises and sunsets. She just gets a kick out of all the colors in the sky.
Lucy's 6 years old.
Here we go. Whoa.
She is fearless. She's not afraid of a challenge.
Go, Lucy!
And she usually has people asking about her once they've met her. She seems to be remembered.
She's a normal kid. I mean, Lucy just looks like a kid who wears glasses.
We feel incredibly fortunate. Lucy's story could be very different.
Oh, there you are! There you too. Do you want me to read it? Mm-hmm. All right, here's Lucy's story. Lucy McGuire was just 3 months old and her family out on the lake enjoying a beautiful sunny day.
It was May of 2014, and my sister-in-law was with us. She looks over at Lucy and she says, "Hey, her eyes are 2 different colors." We looked closer and there was definitely something that was not right about one of her eyes. It was just this white gray cloud that just covered her entire eye. You couldn't see anything except for that color. So that's kind of what started this whole journey. I mean, she was fine.
Yeah, she didn't show any signs of discomfort. Definitely wasn't Lucy's behavior that clued us into how serious the problem was.
The response was, get her to a doctor as soon as possible. We go to the hospital. That hospital can't help us. They're not sure what it is, so we're gonna send you to UC Davis. And we were ambulanced over to UC Davis.
Respond code 3113.
She got to us within about 12 hours or so from being seen in the emergency room.
Dr. Brandt knew right away that it was glaucoma.
Most people think that glaucoma is a disease of old people, but there is a rare form of glaucoma that occurs in babies and young children that we call primary childhood or primary congenital glaucoma. What happens in childhood glaucoma is that the natural drain of the eye, which helps regulate the pressure in the eye, fails to develop properly, and so the pressure gets quite high. Now, in an adult, high pressure pushes on the optic nerve, but in a young child, the eye is very flexible and stretchy, and so what happens is the high pressure builds up and the eye actually starts to get bigger. In certain cases, such as in Lucy, the cornea, the clear part of the eye, can actually become cloudy because the high pressure is pushing fluid into the cornea, causing the cloudy view that you see in Lucy's photograph of the day that she arrived.
We knew the left eye at that time had the glaucoma for sure. However, we weren't sure about the right eye, so there was some urgency to getting this under control before more damage happened to Lucy's eyes.
If she wasn't treated, she'd be blind by now. We started her on treatment and took her to the operating room within a couple of days.
The fact that we were suddenly in this situation where our daughter needed surgery, it was overwhelming as a parent.
Joey said something to me actually once. He said to me, we have to show her as much of the world as we can while she still can see. And that really hit home for me, and I still think of that often. We have the opportunity to show her the beauty that she can see.
The treatment for childhood glaucoma is almost exclusively surgical. What we do at the time of surgery is to open up the natural drain of the eye, use the eye's own natural system for relieving pressure. In Lucy's case, we did that and she worked extremely well for a while, but she ended up needing additional surgery. It's not an absolutely curative procedure, but the sooner we get to them, the better options that we have.
It's our understanding that this, how they treated this was not available just a generation ago.
Prior to the development of proper surgery for this disease, which happened in the 1940s and 50s, everyone with childhood glaucoma went blind. In fact, childhood glaucoma was the #1 cause of children to be in schools for the blind.
60, 70.
We feel incredibly fortunate with the modern techniques that they have today. And it's great to see that Lucy has progressed so far from when we first discovered the condition.
My favorite color is the rainbow.
Are these colors in the rainbow?
Yes.
Since the initial surgeries, her diagnosis has been maintained with medication and doctor's visits.
Hi, Lucy. There she is. How you doing?
Good.
You doing good? Come on up. You ready for us to look at your eyes today? All right. Look right here for me. Good work.
She does not and will not have totally normal vision for the rest of her life, but she has vision in both eyes.
I can see.
One is much weaker than the other. And therein lies the problem with treating children with glaucoma. There is a critical period in the first 2 to 4 years of life when the connections are being made between the eye and the brain.
We can go ahead and put our patch on now so we can read.
The treatment for that, we often patch the good eye to force the brain to use the weaker eye.
Good. Covered. So she uses her patch on her right eye so that she's basically exercising her left eye in order to keep those connections alive.
My mother will say, have you ever seen a snake baking a cake down by the bay?
If there's one thing I've learned over 3 decades of doing this, it is that it is the parents that make or break whether the kids end up doing well.
Lucille McGuire? Come in, Lucille.
If you have parents that are completely devoted to making sure that the child gets to all the appointments.
So now you're 6 years old, so you know all your letters? Yeah? Let's go. H.
Has examinations. has surgery when necessary, takes the medications, those children do well.
What do we normally do when we wait for the doctor? What types of things do we do?
I spy my little
Oh, it's the wall.
No.
That puppy dog up there. It's taught me to just stay humble and to stay in the moment. Is the painting behind us?
Yeah.
It is? That's it?
And point things out to the kids, open their eyes up to what it is that we've learned to see, and they teach us things that I had missed to this point in life.
Nice, Lucy. Good job.
We've learned to understand that challenges are going to come up and we're going to make sacrifices. You do anything for your kids.
I'm really excited about what the future does hold based on where we're going with technology and modern medicine. There's going to continue to be more options out there. Lucy's got a really bright future, for sure.
On February 28th, 2018, I woke up with an excruciating headache, which I perceived as a migraine. 3 days later, I woke up blind. I didn't want to face the truth of what my life was going to become, but I wasn't going to give up. I had to have faith. So I saw an eye doctor. When I saw the eye doctor, he said it was the most rapid case he's ever seen.
Liz was diagnosed with neovascular glaucoma, a form of glaucoma attributed to diabetes.
What happens in these patients is that abnormal blood vessels start growing over the natural drain of the eye, physically blocking the fluid from the eye, and then the pressure shoots through the roof and can blind somebody very quickly. She had surgery by one of our vitreoretinal surgeons, but a lot of damage had already been done.
I was told that they've gone as far as they could go, and whatever vision they could retrieve was it. And I thought, well, I can't see. I finally cried. And I finally allowed myself to grieve. But I had to let it go. And I had to get up and fight again. I told myself, you now know your path. And that is now of a blind person. That is my path. I felt very alone in my situation, and I didn't feel alone anymore.
When individuals come into Society for the Blind, they know there's a place to come to begin anew. That's what we're about, to really help people rediscover that potential that they have.
Nice light grip right under the handle of the cane, very nice. Make sure that cane is centered.
We teach individuals with vision loss independent living skills.
And we continue to use that shoreline on our right-hand side, bringing that cane back.
Core skills that help somebody who's blind or has low vision to live independently, work, go to school, do everything those of us who have eyesight do, albeit they learn to do it differently.
So what we're going to do is we're going to explore the Windows desktop.
When folks come in to receive training, they're learning from people who really understand the journey. All of our teaching faculty are themselves blind or low vision.
What I'm going to try now is Alt-Tab and just go through the applications. One of the things, I tell students when they come here is, welcome home. You're with your folks.
Yep, 1-2 point.
You got it. Good.
It was Randy Owen who became Liz's instructor.
When she came in, she had very specific goals.
My goal was to get back to work. I said, I would like to learn this technology that you're going to teach me in 3 months, because that was going to help me save my job.
Before becoming blind, Liz had worked for the international healthcare company Centene for nearly 15 years as a claims trainer.
So I started with Society for the Blind. I went 5 days a week, and I was not an easy student. Oh, there we go again. I was not easy. He would always say, Liz, you work me the hardest.
Liz taught me how to be patient because she wasn't very patient when she first got here. She just wanted to go, and many clients do.
And it's not an excuse. I was on survival mode. Just tell me what I need to know so I can get back to work.
And it was just go, go, go.
Type here the search button to activate. Press space bar.
What kind of control is that?
Well, arrow keys, right? I had to learn everything from ground zero.
Or there's going to be a list.
Okay, that's right. Alt F4. Oh boy. Learning how to keyboard and do all the functions.
Ah, there it is.
That was the foundation. Now we had to step it up a notch and learn our proprietary applications. So that's when Randy came out to Centene.
And honestly, I was a little intimidated when I first went out there. I'd never been in that environment before. They have software out there that I don't have access to learn unless I'm on site. You know, that was one of the challenges that we had.
He knew nothing of our applications, nothing of our billing systems. He learned it, and then he taught me, which is just amazing. So it's capitalized.
Yellow, A5.
Okay.
Good ear. You hear it?
Yeah.
She's a trainer. How is she going to teach that to a room full of sighted folks? I can't see the board, but how can I engage the classroom that I'm teaching? You know, so a lot of our discussion has been on just even teaching techniques.
All right, welcome to training. We are going to do a review from yesterday. We studied some acronyms. So I am doing the same job, and that was my goal. Which gets confused with but it's different. It's better. It's better. I love it. What is the meaning of DME?
Durable medical equipment.
Perfect. All right, good job. I like the synergy that we have. They're engaged more because they know I need their help a little bit as well. And so it seems like there's a camaraderie that we have. All right, thank you for attending the class. Good job, everyone. It's been an amazing journey.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You're killing it. Liz and I worked together, I'd say a good solid year and a half. It does become a friendship. It does become more than just a student-teacher.
And I'll never forget one day that I just was having a little mini breakdown, and Randy was there, and he said, well, Liz, you have a real life situation. What are you going to do? How are you going to handle this? And it's that type of mentoring where the responsibility is thrown back on me, because one day he's not gonna be here. I'm gonna have to learn how to handle it on my own. It's not easy. If I'm struggling, or if I have a challenge, or if I'm learning something, you know, I'll hear his voice just to keep me going. I mean, he gave me my life back.
I was born with retinitis pigmentosa. Basically, it's a degenerative condition of the retina. And I've always been legally blind.
However, being blind has not stopped Janice from living a full life. She received a bachelor's degree and established a successful career.
I felt very accomplished. I'd say that the only thing that I was lacking was independence, and the guide dog is what gave me all that.
Got your collar on?
Yeah.
You ready to go? You ready to go?
My guide dog now is Vargo, and he's my 4th dog.
Oh boy.
He's just amazing. He loves his job. He just loves everything about being a working dog. You can just tell.
Good boy, Vargo. Forward.
He's everything that I want in a guide dog, which is he's driven, he takes initiative. You have that confidence to go out and do things on your own. Run errands around the neighborhood.
Hello.
Hi, Janice. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good.
Go beyond your own neighborhood. I always feel like if I get into trouble, if I start to get lost, I just reach down and you know, touch him on the head or his back, and he just gives me comfort, and okay, we're in this together, we'll figure this out. You put your life into their hands. You know, basically, every time you go out of the house with them.
Wait for the bus. See? Wait for the bus here.
Having a guide dog has changed my life a lot. It's in looking back that you really realize how my life has changed and how it evolved through getting that first guide dog and not knowing what the possibilities were going to be for me. I had gotten my first guide dog in 1994 from Guide Dogs for the Blind in San Rafael. Mine was Naples. We really clicked, Naples and I. The first time I got to actually walk with him was a pretty amazing experience. It was scary, it was exhilarating, because you were walking faster than you ever had walked on your own. And you just start thinking, you know, this is a dog. A dog's guiding me. How does this is kind of scary. How do I trust him? You know, and that's what you're doing, building that trust and building that partnership. Naples and I never skipped a beat, and it was Naples that gave me that confidence. He helped me to grow and to say, I want more out of life, and I can do more than I'm doing here. So it was just what I needed.
Janice got the courage to start a new life with her loyal companion by her side. She eventually found love. She met Courtney, and they married in 2002. And it was Courtney who introduced Janice to the sport of archery.
Because Courtney loves the sport so much, I thought, I want to try and do that, see what it's like.
She doesn't let anything hold her back. You know, here is a visually impaired person shooting archery. She was the pioneer. 18, 19 years ago, she got up there and she started shooting, and we had a crowd behind us that was just, couldn't believe what we're doing.
Janice became the first blind archer in the U.S. to compete at a national level. Today, she's a world-class competitive archer, currently holding both world and national records in archery for the visually impaired. And all this probably would not have happened if it wasn't for her dog, Naples.
Come on, Naples! Go!
I had Naples for 10 years, and he passed away in 2004. When I lost Naples, that was my first experience. It's like you just feel like you've lost your right hand, your right arm. There's just something missing in just the hole in your heart. You need that dog. You want that independence back that you had. So I went back 3 months later, and it was very difficult for me, because I wasn't through grieving for Naples. The puppy raiser. She said he has white on his, like over his shoulders. She called them his angel wings because his coloring over his shoulders is lighter, I guess, than the rest. I think dogs are a special gift from God. They're amazing creatures, so we're very fortunate.
Got you. I got you. Silly goose. Silly goose.
It's amazing to me what a guide dog is capable of. I still don't quite get how they do what they do. It's always a mystery, and I really can't believe that they're there and doing this for us.
I'm just a person who's blind and wants to participate in life as fully as I can. And a guide dog helps me do that in a big way.
Prior to losing my sight, I was nonstop. Like I was going 90 miles on the freeway without appreciating the sun, the sky, flowers, people.
And so it forces you to slow down. And in that process, you uncover some things that were there the whole time you didn't know.
I don't want people to think of me as, oh yeah, that's Janice, that blind lady. No, I want them to know me as Janice, and she's got a cool dog. And I want to show other people that life doesn't stop with a perceived disability.
I think that just knowing that our kids are strong enough to overcome challenges in life is probably one of the biggest lessons. As parents, we've grown into that too.
As much as I would like my sight back, I wouldn't trade it for what I've gained.
This ViewFinder episode is supported by UC Davis Health, where doctors, nurses, and researchers share a passion for advancing health. Learn more about their latest medical innovations at health.ucdavis.edu.